Welcome back to another
Wonderful.
episode. Welcome back to another episode.
No yelling on the podcast.
He's just interrupted me. It's so great. We are back. So we're here. We're doing stuff, and as always, I can't even say as always, because I'm a liar to say as always. We have Rahgel here because I have 4 episodes that say otherwise.
You sit around all day and just talk to yourself. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the podcast. That's just I am.
It's just a hobby. Just what I enjoy to do.
It's not even a hobby anymore. It's a fucking lifestyle at this point. If I don't talk to myself, it feels really weird. It's like something's missing.
A voice talking back is normally what's missing.
No, it's not. There's a voice talking back. It's still me.
It's all normal.
It's a matter of whether or not it's a vocal or just in my head type conversation. Will this fit here? Do I need to remeasure this? And then my head goes, no, you should probably remeasure it. I don't need to remeasure it. It's fine. Okay, I'll remeasure it. It's proper. It happens all the fucking time. All the time. All right.
I guess.
It's just how my life is. Just my life, whatever. It's my life. Try if I want to. Nope, that's my party. Never mind.
You can make it however you want.
That's true. Kind of. Like what the fucking WWE is doing with this content now. All just it's such a mess right now.
Pleasing themselves and nobody else.
I don't even know if they can say that, because I just watched an interview with Seth Rollins, and he's talking about how the company has become very stagnant and they need to innovate, evolve, and step outside the comfort zone, but nobody in the quote upper management wants to actually do that, and the few that do want to do that, like Triple H, get shot down really quick by people higher up than him, which was a very covert, not so covert way of taking a dig at Vince. Everything he fucking touches for the last 5 years has been shit.
Well, I mean, what the fuck is he gonna do? I don't know.
Well, I found out today his contract, because we talked before, he had a 2-year contract with WWE that started January this year. That's gone. That no longer exists because of Endeavor buying them out. He will forever remain chairman and CEO. And he has a third title too with Endeavor. I forget what it's called. Until he either dies, he's incapacitated, he can no longer mentally properly work. But the way they made it sound is basically this fucker ain't going anywhere. He's got to be taken out or die naturally in order for there to be somebody else to take place, and Endeavor and Vince have full final say on all WWE product and all levels of WWE, which means creative.
Yeah. I mean, he said himself he's not going to be doing anything.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. Because the last 2 months have proven otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did the last podcast we had wrestling related. We had talked about Backlash, which was a letdown.
It wasn't as big of a letdown as I was expecting, and even the level of shittery that we thought would be. I definitely did not have high hopes for it, but there were good moments, more shitty moments than anything, but it was still a decent pay-per-view, not one I would ever recommend, but Seth Rollins versus Omos wasn't a complete shit show. I was kind of intrigued the fact that Omos looked like he could carry himself a bit without having to rely so heavily on Seth Rollins. And the fact that Seth Rollins also, put him over, made him look really good, even though Seth Rollins took the W, Omos loss, as he should. Rollins is not the person he should win against.
Yeah. I don't know. It wasn't a bad match. Wasn't the best, but I don't think anything really. I didn't really have a best match even on this entire card.
We
To be honest,
said Reigns,
and it's
or not Reigns. Sorry, we said the Usos. Bloodline versus KO, Zayn and
yeah,
Riddle, which that was I feel like that was a terrible match. Story wise, it was okay. Um, it just it felt forced. With
you wanted more.
Not really even. I was like, oh, really? They're gonna have Solo win against Riddle? Oh, cool, awesome. I think it should have been like Jimmy or Jay that took the pin, like loses via pinfall, and just kind of weakens that even more with Solo just being pissed off. Like he should have not got involved. He should have watched him get pinned and just walked out and be like, I'm done. And then report back to Roman Reigns to explain why Reigns is so salty and pissed off now with Jimmy specifically, which was weird for Friday Night SmackDown for him to be the target. Like Jay would have made sense, not Jimmy. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's going the way it should with the storyline progression. It feels like Jay should be the one that's being kind of dimed out and separated even more, not the other brother or the other twin, because Solo's also their brother. So it feels weird.
I think it'll kind of culminate and make sense in the way that they're doing it, because
Fucking see it, Night of Champion.
Next week, the Night Champions Solo and Reigns against KO and Zayn for the titles. Kind of backstabbing, sneaking underneath and taking the title shots from the Usos, but
they're not gonna win. Reigns isn't gonna win. Reigns won't. Sorry, they will not obtain the titles. They may win, but it won't be in a way in which they get to capture the titles.
I don't want to dig too deep into it because next week I want to get into it next week a little more when we record it. Because
we should just wait until next week to this whole fucking WWE episode.
No, we're doing an update and then we do it next week.
Oh, we're like 2 weeks past due for an update.
Don't you argue with me? What are we talking about now? I don't care.
I am the producer, the executive creator, the graphic designer. I am everything. You're a host.
The talent, you keep me happy.
Really? You know what talent does? Bring in other talent.
They're coming.
I think I've been hearing that since. Yep, since last year.
They're coming. On the way. I think it makes sense for Reigns to win it.
I know it makes no sense at all, and it's asinine for him to even win the titles, other than the fact to just simply say he's a Grand Slam champion again, and he has finally captured the Raw titles. Like there's no reason, because it wouldn't even add to the story of, well, I can get the job done, I capture the titles, you guys couldn't do that. Cool. Now you barely are a part-timer as it is, and you barely defend with the Universal / WWE. So now we're going to have just shit, because the tag team division is finally starting to be projected forward and actually look like it's going to have a main run and be able to be in the main light more than just one or two main events.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to see that, and if Reigns and Solo get those titles, they won't defend them. He barely defends his fucking title as it is, and he barely wrestles as it is. So he has no real reason to obtain and acquire these titles other than to simply have that another notch on his belt and say, well, I don't have to defend my Universal Undisputed. I want to defend my tag team. Well, I don't want to defend my tag team. I'm going to defend my Like, fuck off. He's not. This is going to be the first night of champions that we don't have legitimately all championships on the line. Because, again, the part timer is not doing shit. He's not putting his title up. And if he was truly in God mode and next level, he should have had to face off. And then had he won his title, his own personal solo title match, and then win tag team match, perfect. I can understand that logic of story inclusion to say I can get a job done that you couldn't get done even by maintaining my own title. And that could like been more divisive between the four of them, but instead it's Reigns is not going to be utilized at all. And if they do somehow win the title, it's going to be Solo doing all the fucking work, Reigns tagging in, and be like, "Oh, see, look what I did." No, I think, and we can get more into it next week, but
I think it makes sense for them to win it and to have it. But yeah, because next Friday, the 26th, is this 1,000th day as well.
They have no champion.
I think it's
no celebration. Next?
No, is it next Friday? I thought it was right before Night Champions.
I think so.
That was like the day before, but
that was either day of or day before.
Yeah, it's one of them. But the fact that they're gonna let him have his 1,000, he's not gonna lose it. Then to turn around the next day, win the tag titles, run with that, have that going, and pretty much either relinquish them in some way, hold his own tournament, and say, I have the power to give you this, and then you can essentially have a tournament for him, like they did with the new title. Something along the lines of that.
He won't relinquish them if they're gonna do the story properly, or they're gonna do this and give him the titles. The way it should be done in some more elegant way than my ass can do it. Even though I probably could write a very good fucking story for them. I mean, clearly it's just fifth graders writing shit for them. But the way I would do it is let him win, fine, cool, whatever. But let him be the one like how Solo and Jay were smacking each other to get tagged back in Backlash. Mm-hmm. Have it kind of be that style where Solo does the Samoan Spike, Reigns reaches over, smacks him to tag himself in, he gets in, spears him, and pins, but you can see Solo just kind of staying in this corner confused, like, the fuck? I had this handled, I didn't need your help. Therefore, kind of building a divide between the two of them. And then, however you want to structure the rest of the story, make it so where it ends up Jay and Jimmy go after the tag titles, and that's how they kind of dissolve the bloodline connection between the two of them, and have it where basically Solo doesn't help at all. He betrays Reigns. Jay gets the clean pin over Roman, and that can lead to a feud between Jay and Roman, saying, I'm the only person to have successfully pinned you in the last 3 years. And now I want a title shot for the WWE Universal Undisputed Championship. Because then it makes sense. Like Jay should be the one that dethrones Roman Reigns. This started with Jay. Let's end this story with Jay. And have Solo be the one that kind of betrays Roman Reigns of, I don't want to help you anymore. I'm done. I'm not going to Samoan Spike my brother. I'm not going to cheat to win or whatever. I'm not going to smack him with the chair. These are my legitimate brothers and you're just a cousin, third or fourth cousin, whatever they actually are.
Yeah. I mean, that could work for sure. Because I think on the other hand, the other rumor was AJ Styles goes after him.
Yeah, that's the main rumor is he's the next. It'll be a rival between Reigns and Styles, and then Reigns and Bobby Lashley Reigns and Austin Theory, and then Reigns and Bobby Lashley, in that order, to kind of test the waters with Theory to see if he's ready to be main stage and actively get a.
Is Lashley on SmackDown?
Yes, all three of those are on
Okay.
SmackDown.
Okay, I thought he was on Raw.
Nope.
So they also, I think, only thing that's going to put a ripple in that one for AJ Styles is the fact that I think he may win the title at Night of Champions. Only
And take
because
him away from the OC?
Yeah, possibly. I'm only because apparently Rollins is in the new Captain America movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
So could he be gone? Because Triple H already said it. They're going to defend it anytime, anywhere, trying to make it seem like it'll be seen a lot more, be around a lot more, defended more. But if you have somebody who's making a movie, a Marvel movie at that, granted, it could be a one and done.
One word. Okay, 2 words. The Rock.
I get it. I understand
he
that.
He won that damn Universal Championship 2 times, and he was part-timer. He was shooting movies, and he had to skip out on fucking pay-per-view events because, well, I'm recording. I can't be injured. Then fucking don't wrestle.
No, I
don't
get
wrestle.
It. But it kind of contradicts what Triple H said about anytime, anywhere type thing.
I think Seth Rollins can make it work. It depends on, like, do you know what role he's playing in New World Order?
He's a villain of some kind. I don't know exactly who.
But I mean, like, is he?
I've looked it up. I'm not seeing anything. I just saw a screenshot today, and
I saw somebody recorded a segment of him.
He looks like he's dressed like a knockoff of Loki.
He looks like his actual character, like in WWE.
Okay. Yeah.
He does.
He does. The long coat and everything.
Yeah, because I was like, when I saw that originally, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Seth Rollins. Okay, cool, whatever. And then I saw it was Captain America. I was like, oh. Okay. Oh, he is not listed on IMDb.
He's not. I've looked. It's not listed anywhere. There's nothing for him. He's even, like, IMDb, he's not even listed under Seth Rollins. He's under his real name, the Lopez or...
Yeah.
Clyde? Is it Clyde Lopez? What the fuck's his real name? I know it's Lopez. I saw his first name.
Colby Lopez.
Colby, that's what it was. So yeah, he goes into that, but it's not... I haven't seen anything as far as New World Order or anything.
Well, I mean, that information literally just came out, like, this weekend.
Yeah. But, like, you can't even... He doesn't have a...
He has IMDb. I'm on it.
He does have an IMDb, but there's no filmography on it. As far as... All it is just wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's it. And video games.
So, I mean, unless you like the Jetsons and WWE.
Yeah, that's movies. Why not? Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. But I mean, like, there's...
He's thanking everyone. We didn't lose connection.
No, I saw it. I didn't know he was on TNA.
Yeah.
Back in 06. I didn't
so was Dean Ambrose. Or sorry, John Moxley.
Oh,
he was on Impact. That's right. A lot of these guys did the indie circuits.
Oh yeah, I know you did indie. I still remember on TNA.
TNA is not indie, but it's indie.
I mean, let's be honest. It was it was a step above Ring of Honor by production value.
Barely.
Production value.
It was like if you ranked them all, it'd be like Ring of Honor, and then barely above Ring of Honor by like one step, Impact Wrestling / TNA.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, it was better than Ring of Honor. I enjoyed it more than Ring of Honor, but I don't remember him being on there.
But he could.
But I mean, if
he has to win the world championship, he he legitimately deserves it. I don't think AJ Styles needs it, even though he would be a good champion. But he's very accident prone these last 3 years. Styles is.
No, and I 100% agree that Rollins should get it. Um, I I want Rollins to get it. He deserves it. I think the company needs him as a champion. Um,
Plus, plus, think of it this way too: if he wins, or when he wins, if he can properly manage being champion, defending champion, being active on Monday Night Raw, and do his film, his Hollywood side of the house, and not have an issue, no complications or anything that affects one or the other, that is the biggest middle finger that he's showing right now to Roman Reigns. Fuck you. I'm not only a full time wrestler, but I'm a full time Hollywood actor, and I can actually defend my titles. I can actually show up to Monday Night Raw or the TV show I'm on. Roman Reigns can barely show up for promos anymore. He's gone. He has less time on TV this year than Brock Lesnar, and that speaks volumes. And it's not
did he
pulling
get?
like back
Did
their
he get the
bullshit
contract
mask.
though? Did he get that
This
kind of contract? Because that's what they all want. They
I
all
know,
want the Brock Lesnar contract.
I know, but Rollins is filling the shoes of Cena, and like not Cena's gimmick or Cena's persona, but the fact like if you think of how Cena's time with the company was, it was him and Randy Orton and Batista. Those were like your three, and then of course Rock was still kind of there somewhat. Cena was there every day in, day out, 24/7, house shows, live shows, pay per views. Randy Orton was there for most live events, some house shows, and some pay per views. Batista was really kind of not there so much after he won the championship the first time. He went to a very part time schedule. He wasn't there 24/7. He wasn't there every Friday night or every Monday night. He wasn't there on every pay per view. He barely showed up for house shows. So you have those three type of people of who should be the face of the company. The guy that's always there, but really is not the face of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where Rollins is at. Even though, again, I compared him John Cena. John Cena was the face, and he was always there. He was not part time; he was full timer. But you get my shtick. Is he's there, and he wants to be there for the company. He lives and breathes and bleeds WWE, and he deserves to actually have it. And they need a championship a champion who can be the face, because I don't think I would consider Roman Reigns the face of the company anymore. After this last year, he's not present enough to be the face. Seth Rollins does more interviews than Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins does more for the company and like the limelight than Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is literally just, for lack of a better word, coasting. And again, that's his contract. That's also his persona, his character he's going through. But you need the proper face of the company and not just a Vince McMahon guy. But I feel like Reigns is.
No, I agree. I think that they put on him. They're gonna, move in a better direction. But I don't, Rollins obviously still gonna, or Reigns is still gonna be around. He apparently has a movie coming up too that he's gonna start filming. It's in pre-production.
Sure.
That he's fairly high in the credits on. So, but I don't know how big of a role, whatever. But, trying to figure out what they're gonna do with them.
Both of these guys are also on the like end of their career. They're on the tail end of their career. They're only have maybe a few years left in them. And Reigns has been very vocal about that. He does not have much longer with the company or with wrestling at all, because he wants to still enjoy life. He still wants to do Hollywood and go through all that. So I think,
which I don't blame him with everything he's dealt with health wise. Shit, I would too.
Really, his show is called Action Force.
I don't know what it is. I don't even know if it's anything legitimately worth or anything. I don't know. But yeah, like health wise that he's had. I mean, all the shit that he's been through, health wise.
Leukemia.
I don't blame him. Um, I don't. Rollins, I
Ooh,
feel like has a
Al-
longer stint
Alistair
than.
Black. Sorry, Malachi Black is going to be in the movie.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he's. I don't know. I think Rollins is around longer than Reigns for the long
Yeah.
run. My guess is that's a WWE movie that they're putting together. I was trying
Yeah.
to see. I don't see a WWE like ticker anywhere or productions, but I think it's a WWE movie. If they
Well,
have two wrestlers in it,
they
it was
have a
very odd to have
couple.
two.
The guy that's in charge of this is the same one who has written um, Act of Valor, Need for Speed. He's written and helped with. Fuck! You were just on here. Where are you at? Anyways, he's done a couple big names, but he's also like not really known. Scott Wah, Bo, whatever the fuck you pronounce his name. But yeah, regardless, yes, I think Rollins is gonna go down the same path like Cena did, where he's gonna devote his time to the company and it's just gonna come a time where his body can't handle wrestling as much anymore. He's gonna slowly fade out. That's where Cena just got interviewed this weekend, and he said, "I can't wrestle anymore. It's too hard on my body."
Do you see his body? I mean, do you see he's not going
I,
to age well? I mean,
you mean he's
kudos to
aged
everything
well up to this
the
point?
guys. No, I'm saying he's not good. Okay, he hasn't aged well. He's not going to continue to age well. It's not working out in the manner of him maintaining the body that he had. Obviously, he's old, but he's not. He's not looking good in the fact of how that last match they had with Theory.
Yeah.
He didn't look healthy.
No,
He
he looked
looked
off.
extremely ran down, and maybe just the life he's had, obviously
Well,
the steroids and everything else. But fuck, who knows?
he's been tested. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yep,
no,
and
he
Vince
he was
McMahon's
even
not running in WWE.
he was talking about that last match. Even he's like because he said I can't wrestle. He never said he wouldn't wrestle anymore. He just said I can't wrestle anymore. It's too hard on his body. But one thing he mentioned, he's like something people don't really understand or realize is when I'm on the card, when I'm going to be in a story with someone, I will sit down with that person and like with Theory, him and I sat down for 10 plus hours. Say, okay, if we're going to do this, let's do this right. How do you want to do this? What do you want the angle to be? How do we want to go about this? Let's have this all down so we're each on the same page. And
Mhm.
I was in constant contact, and we were talking back and forth. We're making sure we're both okay with this. This is like how it's gonna go down. He's like, you don't have a lot of people who do that type of stuff, and you have to be working with the right person, and not everyone does respond that way properly. And he's been in a few stories that he's even mentioned. But then he said, like, whereas Roman Reigns, he was smart by having this type of schedule he does, where he can help elevate newer guys and older guys and not even have to worry about
Mhm.
looking bad because he did it his own way. He did a whole different style than that's accustomed or used to inside the WWE, and he was praising Roman Reigns for that. But he's just like, it's so tough on your body. People don't understand. If you can go part time like Roman, do it. But my body,
Mhm.
I rode it as hard as I could for as long as I could, and now it's hitting me. I can't do much with wrestling anymore. I
I mean,
think
it makes sense.
he's gonna have one more match regardless because he has to have a retirement match.
I think to be honest, it's probably fine not having one. I
He
mean,
doesn't
after that
need
last
one.
match with Theory, no. I
I mean,
think he
just
could
like
end up
Triple H,
in
he
a
doesn't
match with
need one.
Theory. No.
Actually, that would honestly be best for him to say that was his last match, and then let Theory claim that moniker of "I retired John Cena,"
Yeah.
and that just kind of builds up Theory a little bit more and puts him in a different elevation, different pedestal
Mhm.
that even Roman Reigns can't have, Seth Rollins can't have. So It
Yeah.
put him in a position. But
Now, are we on the same page as far as both of us thinking that the Intercontinental title is a joke? Pretty much, especially after the battle royal they had
I don't think I
on
can
Monday
change.
night.
I don't think I can change my stance after all these episodes. Yeah, yeah. I think Gunther's a joke. I,
And now it's
why is he
Mustafa
positive? What
Ali.
the fuck is this with like positivity bullshit that Mustafa is doing for his gimmick?
But I
Why?
don't know.
Why?
The positively or positive Ali or whatever the hell it is. I don't know.
Why?
I don't get it. I don't think he's I don't think he should have been the one to win that battle royale.
No,
I
Bronson
mean,
Reed.
Bronson
Bronson
Reed
Reed
should have
should have
been
won.
one. I think Apollo Crews probably should have hung around a little bit longer than he did. Um, I mean, Ricochet was not a bad champion.
No,
He's definitely entertaining and puts on a hell of a match. Um, who else is in there that should? I mean, I don't. Dolph
anybody
Ziggler.
else?
I don't understand why he is still in the damn company. The guy, the guy gets shit on. You want to talk about somebody gets shit on all the time and is stuck around as Dolph Ziggler?
Because he makes
The guy gets
fucking
nothing.
bank.
He
He
gets
makes
nothing though.
bank.
He may make bank, but I mean, at some point, wouldn't you get tired of just being a fucking stepping stone for everybody
I
else?
well, that's where the Miz is at in his career right now too.
Yeah, he is. I mean, and it's weird that it's with Shinsuke right now.
Well,
But
they had to do something to salvage the shit show of a storyline they had for Shinsuke and Karrion Cross.
mm,
Like he's also another guy that doesn't like. Maybe it's creative. I don't know, but I just feel like Karrion Cross, even during his NXT days, he's not entertaining. He wants to have this like mystical aura about him with these whole like deck of card shit and TikTok time. Like I want to bring it up to bad creative direction, but it doesn't click. It doesn't resonate with the audience. You can hear it, or sorry, you can't hear it with the
mhm.
audience when he's out there because literally nobody says anything. It's not a
Yeah,
let's go. It's not you suck. It's not this is boring. It's just quiet. Grant, that's production, so we know they pipe in applause and sound
oh
effects
yeah,
for the TV. So there's a good chance they probably are just toning it down very quietly, so where they don't like people watching from home like you and I don't hear this is boring.
hmm
So, but yeah, I don't understand why the Miz and Shinsuke. I don't get it. Um, they're both
it's
seasoned
weird, but
veterans. They're both kind of on their last or the tail end of their career. But Shinsuke's being pushed.
oddly, yes, he is being pushed, and
Which again,
I don't get.
he should have been pushed years ago
Yeah,
when he was brought
he had a
over.
big push when he came in.
Kind
When
of.
he was brought over, they died out, but yeah, he got a push.
He had a classic Vince push of let's shove him really fast or hard, and then totally
Did he
forget
get
about
a
it.
title?
I think he got tagged with Sheamus or Cesaro, and then I don't think he captured the world.
No, I didn't know if he had the U.S. or Intercontinental or one of the or European, not U.S. Can't remember if he did or not. But again, there's somebody else that they're shitting on, but I think that's they gave him screen time at the same time was Baron Corbin again. He was there. He went out early, but they did capture everything he said and made it very elaborate on what he was saying. That it was, he got screwed over. It was his time. So I'm hoping
Shinsuke was the
that they're going to.
U.S.
Well, he was U.S.
and
Okay, I thought he had a
and
title.
IC and IC.
Oh, we have both. All right. Okay. But
But
I'm
yeah, like
hoping that they're trying to set up Baron Corbin.
I don't think Baron Corbin's gonna do Judgment Day as much as that rumor's been going around. I think it's gonna be
Mm.
JD because his little vignette that he cut for Monday Night Raw kind of aligns with Judgment Day. Of you can do everything right the way you're told, and it's just not gonna work out unless other powers that be want it to be. So sometimes you
Mhm.
got to take into your own hands, which is kind of Judgment Day. Um, Baron Corbin needs like, and it sounds weird. I would not be upset, disappointed, irate, whatever, to see Baron Corbin somehow get put in the picture of the IC title and win it and actually have a decent push. But again, they don't have a gimmick for him. And if they do, it's unbeknownst to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he's also another one like Dolph Ziggler. He's there just to get shit upon. He's not even a
Yes.
proper stepping stone. Like
Not
at least
anymore.
I don't think he ever was. That's the thing.
Who-
He was never a proper stepping stone like Rollins or The Miz or Dolph. Like if you beat Dolph, if you won against Dolph, you're like, okay, I'm good. I'm good. You beat The Miz, you're like, all right, you make a name for yourself. And if you could go toe to toe with Rollins and hold your ground and not have to lean on Rollins so much to carry the production of the match, you were great. You could actually be a great wrestler.
Mhm.
Baron Corbin
He's
was what are they called when it's a squash match?
like a
Jobber.
jobber.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. I don't know. A few years ago, Ziggler held a little more caliber of status than he does now. Um, maybe a low mid card. Definitely now a low mid card. I yes below the Miz. But no, I don't understand. Like the dude gets shit on so much. I don't understand why he sticks around. But again, if he's getting paid, I guess that's do your thing.
Okay, so
I don't know.
so this is what I mean. So Dolph has won gold, multiple titles. The Miz has won multiple titles,
Mhm.
including world titles and WWE titles. Baron Corbin, since he's been with the company, he has won the Andre the Giant Memorial. He has won one U.S. title. That's it. He's not a stepping stone.
He's done one thing.
Kind of, yeah.
The
And
Under
that was,
Giant that means
and,
nothing.
yeah, and the U.S. title though, when he won it, meant nothing either. Like he was only champion for 70 days.
Really.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So he had done. I mean, grant that's a lot longer than I've ever been U.S. champion, but that's shit. So I don't. I could not classify him as being a proper stepping stone purely because like he doesn't have the resume behind him.
No, I don't. I don't see Baron Corbin as a stepping stone at all. I think he's somebody that
He's a
needs.
golden boxer. Cool.
He's a
In the world of WWE, that means he can
oh
make a
nothing.
punch look a little bit more real.
Oh shit, he's 38. I didn't know he was that old.
You're older.
Turns 39 this year, so
You're still older.
yeah, he's definitely on the back end.
And like,
Now what?
maybe it's just me, and maybe it's because I love the rumor so much or the speculation of it that Edge should have won the world heavyweight championship since that's the one he had to forfeit over. And
Yeah.
it was purely for the nostalgic feel of let him pick up where he left off and then have him lose it. But yeah, that clearly did not work.
That doesn't say that he can't get it still.
No, but it would have made sense to have the inaugural champion been him since he gave it up to injury, let
Wait,
him win it.
he's on SmackDown, so no, he can't get it.
You just said you want AJ Styles. You think AJ's gonna win it, and I said, oh, they're gonna bring him over to Raw. They could separate it from OC. They could.
Well, if he wins the title, he has to go to Raw
Okay, so why couldn't Edge?
because Edge isn't in the championship match.
He was in the triple threat though.
No,
They
I'm
should
saying
have had
he's.
him win.
I was saying later on he could get it, but he's on SmackDown, so he can't
He
fight
could be
him.
traded. He could be traded.
That's true, but that's
Money
the
in the
thing
Bank.
with the trades they haven't even. And yeah, that's another thing that's going to get interesting to see how that goes.
No,
But
it's going to be interesting on is there going to be one Money in the Bank holder like there traditionally is? And they can
Should be
bounce
only
between
one.
brands, or or the big speculation is there's going to be two, and have it specific to Raw, specific to SmackDown.
That's dumb. Should be only one. Should only be one. In my opinion, only one. So they can go back and forth. So I think it should be. The street fight. Jump back
San
to
Juan.
Backlash.
Yep. San Juan street fight.
That
That was good. Oh, you thought it was letdown?
I fucking like
I
it.
liked
It was there was nothing special about it. Like it was just a normal street fight. Like it didn't seem like a pay-per-view match. It seemed like something you could watch on Raw. Like the pay-per-view
Okay,
street
hold on.
fights
Hold
back
on.
in the day.
All those matches look like they could be on Raw.
I'm not saying, yeah, you're 100% right. Now, that one I was expecting a lot more from it, and I was hoping, and I stressed it on the last when we talked about it, that, yeah, I wanted to go somewhere, do something.
Yeah.
And if you, it's just,
but like
the
I was
crowd
saying,
was there for it and everything.
like I was saying though, at the Backlash episode technically the draft episode. But anyways, they weren't, to have that expectation would be silly and stupid, honestly, because of the fact that it's a whole different era. They can't just go out and have a street fight anymore because legitimately you don't know if some dumbass fucking Karen or Kevin is going to try to intervene and get in the middle of this and cause it to be from scripted to, or sorry, not scripted, but practice to now it's where I have to break up a real fight because Karen or Kevin just broke into this San Juan street fight and we had to detain or stop them from attacking Damien or Bad Bunny.
That happens in normal matches, though. I mean, it's happened. It's nothing. That would be nothing new.
No, but
before.
in the past, like there's some. It's not always like intentional type thing or like accident. There we go. It's not always accidental. It's they've placed people to say, hey, this is going on. Just be aware of this. It would not fly today. No, today's world, social world, that would never. No. Bad Bunny would get bad publicity that way. Damian Priest would receive bad publicity. WWE would receive bad publicity because some stupid ass who doesn't watch WWE or wrestling in any degree will have videotaped it and said, oh my God, somebody's beating the shit out of Bad Bunny. Click, 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 upload videos. And it's going to make rounds before the pay-per-view is even over. And now they have to do damage control on that. Like, that's not really what's happening. This is all scripted. It's all like, it's hush hush type thing. It's not real. Chill out. Bad Bunny's not getting beaten up. It's too risky. And for them not to have left was the better move. Though they could have gone through the arena. Yeah, at least the arena. They didn't have to leave the building, but you're running into that risk of it's still too much. And hell, you even have it over on AEW when Jon Moxley specifically takes the fight into the crowd and goes into the arena, like the behind the scenes arena, and people have uploaded pictures going, oh my God, there was a fight breaking out the front of the stadium trying to get into AEW. No, you don't know the whole degree of what's going on in the stadium. It's a match. This is like rehearsed to a degree. It's not real. Chill out. And they've had to do damage control. And Moxley, I believe, has even had an interview of like, what happened? Like, did you get in trouble? He's like, we didn't get in trouble, but we had to explain to the media that this isn't real. But people were so concerned. So it's more about their image to bystanders than those who actually follow and understand what's going on. Yeah. That's the world we live in.
I do know that Damian Priest has gotten a lot of praise recently for the matches that he's had. They haven't been
he's doing a good job. Like, of the four of them, he deserves a push, and he's getting one. But he deserves a proper push, and I think he should be the one that legitimately takes Gunther down.
I would be behind that for him to have some type of title. Finn is just kind of now coming off as annoying. Like he seems extremely lost in who he is, and Dominic is now
Now
a, I mean a bigger joke than anything. I mean, it's just like
he came and talked.
no, like, and even on Monday he tried, and I think even his mic wasn't even like they gave him a shitty mic or something. I don't know,
The
but he
first
tried to
time,
talk.
the first time he tried to talk, but when against Xavier Woods, he was talking and it was still drowning him out.
Yeah, it's becoming a bigger joke now that like his heat is becoming a joke because
But
now
because
it's like you can't even talk.
they pushed it too much.
Yep.
That's the thing. It's like it's one thing to keep rivalries going, but the
Mm-hmm.
fact that there is no bereavement to be like, okay, thank God, Ray and Dominic's done. Cool. Get Dominic off the air. Leave him alone for a little bit. Whatever. Don't push him down people's throat. But they are still pushing him down everybody's
Mm-hmm.
fucking throat. And I get it. He has some of the most heat on him. He is one of the biggest heels right now, and like we've talked before, it's a very split reason of people legitimately hate him, and there's people who legitimately hate the character. So
Yeah.
it's a very good mix. Whereas like Roman Reigns, you still get people going, "Let's go Roman." Boo, he sucks.
Yeah, but I think he's turning into a bigger joke now of everything. It's just it's gonna fall if they don't do anything soon. It's gonna end up a waste,
Have
a
you
bigger waste
seen?
than.
Have you seen the uh, I don't want to call it a rumor because it's not really a rumor. It's not leaked, but there's one speculation that he's going to be kicked from Judgment Day, and the reason why will be because of Rhea Ripley. That he will somehow cost Rhea Ripley her championship, causing a rift and everything between them, and being kicked. And one of them was, um, let me see if I can get this exactly how I remember it. He will intervene in a women's championship match too many times with like multiple matches, and Rhea will win those, but management, quote management, will be so frustrated and strip Rhea of her title, so where she doesn't win and she doesn't lose, she was stripped of it, and she can still go on. And they can give the title to somebody else, and it's a good way to introduce a new title kind of thing. But the story's premise upon she's losing it via stripping. That sounds wrong. She is losing the title because she will be stripped of the title. And it'll be because of Dominic's involvement. That's the biggest speculation I saw concerning Judgment Day, other than JD McDonough or whatever his name is taking over or somehow getting involved and kicking Finn out, thus allowing Finn to go for the world heavyweight.
I'm getting annoyed with Rhea too.
I mean, sick of the mommy thing.
The mommy thing doesn't bother me. It's the fact that she stands in front of every guy like, oh, what do you want to do? Like, okay, so you just and it's WWE. If it was other ones, it wouldn't be a big deal. But now there's no controversy between male female. Obviously on WWE, they made it very aware they don't do it. She stands in front of a guy and nothing happens. No, it's not. Don't touch her. Nothing else. She just stands there. It's very annoying because obviously, yes, she's protecting Dom or like that. It's just that
But she can do stuff to the guys.
Her whole character, and is dying. Like she doesn't do anything. She holds the title.
She's barely that.
But she doesn't. Did she even talk Monday?
Yeah, she talked. She talked. Not much, but she talked.
And it's just like she's a boring champion now. She has the title, and she's boring. Yeah. Bianca, and I think it's just because it was Puerto Rico that Io Sky had a huge pop,
Yeah.
and they were essentially booing Bianca, but they did. San Juan apparently just flipped the script on heel to babyface because they cheered for almost every heel.
Yeah. Well,
It seemed like, and
except for Rhea, the moment Zelina came out, they booed Rhea and were chanting
oh
for
yeah,
Zelina.
yeah,
So, especially when she got a hold of
obviously the home,
Chancla and threw it.
yes,
Which honestly,
the
like,
hometown
I was
favorites.
upset she just threw it. I knew like that was gonna happen because that's what happens. But I was hoping she'd like smack her on the ass or whatever with the chancla and then throw it. But no
Missed opportunity, but it was like,
bullshit.
oh, they're going for this, but I was like, okay. Then I paid attention throughout the entire pay per view, and they did it for a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, it's just the territory.
Well,
It's not a shift in anything.
well, take a step back because when it comes to like the crowd pop and like how the crowd interacts and the reactions to everything, San Juan had one of the best crowds in a long time. Like
I will agree. Yeah,
even compared to like Clash at the Castle, San Juan blew every stadium out of the water like crazy. They were chanting, they were going balls to the wall with everything. They were very vocal. It didn't
that's
matter
a
if it
big
was
ass stadium too.
yeah. But that's the thing is like they were. I by the way, I didn't like the entrance. I didn't like the ramp. I hated all that. I didn't like having the crowd completely encompass it. But that crowd was so fucking bonkers.
Mhm.
And to me, that's one big key component for when I was like, this wasn't a total shit show. Because if
Mhm.
you can sell the crowd, it looks good. If you can't sell the crowd, then it looks really bad. So like we talked at the backlash slash draft episode where we're like, this is gonna be a shit show. It was, but it wasn't like a total dog pile shit. It was like the shiniest turd on the pile. It was decent at best, but it still wasn't an amazing show. But backlashes are never, at least the last few years, have never been a great pay per view.
Yeah. Um, I guess we'll see how Night of Champions goes because, again, it's
I
in
have high
Saudi.
hopes for it.
You and I have the same crowd at all. It might be the complete opposite. You may have a
Sa-
complete dead crowd.
Saudi shows are often very
They're awkward.
quiet.
They're awkward.
Like, well, like okay, so if you watch like New Japan, they're not rowdy. They're not very
No.
vocal. It's they respect the they're not compared to WWE and AEW, they're not very vocal. They are very
No,
very tamed.
no. The thing I'm making the face is a respect part because we talked about it at what was last year's in Saudi. The last pay per view in Saudi
Crown
last year
Jewel.
was Crown Jewel, where the princes and everything are more worried about selfies and their
Yeah,
kids are running around everywhere like they don't give a shit.
yeah. Well, I'm
They
not
don't
talking about
care.
Saudi respecting. I'm saying Japan.
Oh, I was talking about
Japan.
I was talking about
No,
Saudi.
I know. I was making comparison. I said, but unlike
Oh,
Japan, who actually respects it and like they're
mm,
engulfed in it, it's part of their culture and everything. Saudi is there because the prince wants it. That's it. There is
yep.
no logistical reason to have it there when it's all about princes and royalty. Be like, no, no, no. You must have XYZ. You must have Undertaker. No, I understand DX and Brothers of Doom or Brothers of Evil. No, Doom? Undertaker and Kane. Destruction. God, there we go. Roller coaster, everyone. But the fact that they're like, let's have these four really fucking old people put on a main event show. And then let's have Goldberg versus Undertaker. No reason. But let's put them on it. Like, they're
mm,
literally making, and we've pointed this out numerous times about Saudi shows, is it has no play in the stories. It has no contribution to the stories. It has no contribution to the overall year of WWE. It is a pit stop because they paid billions of dollars to fucking have it over there. And
which
they
would
have
make sense.
full say on everything.
Which is why it's Night of Champions. They want to see every title. They don't
Yeah,
get
they're
to
not going to
see
get every title.
Reigns. They will not see Reigns, but they will see the tag team titles. They get to see the new crowning of the champions, and that I think that was a big money grab, too. Of hey, we're going to introduce a new title. Do you want it to be at Night of Champions? I
Well,
think that's
Night
a
of
big
Champions was
thing, too.
originally King of the Ring. And when they were going to introduce a new title, they said, "Oh, we can't have two tournaments going on at the same time," which I would
And
not call what's happening with the World Heavyweight a tournament.
No, you have two triple threat matches in a singles. No, it's not a tournament at all. It's a fucking joke. It's a rushed thing to get it done for Night of Champions. Hands down is what it was. I would like to see tournament style again. Like I would like to see a tag team tournament.
Nope.
I think it'd be cool to see it again and have some legit tag teams there. Street Profits again, and then whatever they want to do with that after that. And then the what the hell is the one I compared to the Rockers? The guys with the half shirts that just got drafted from NXT.
Pretty Deadly.
That's what they. Yeah.
God.
You bring those guys in to be in this tournament, and you put them, showcase them on the main stage. At this point, you
I
put them
don't
on
want
Raw.
to
You put them on
showcase
SmackDown.
them.
Nobody asked what you wanted.
You literally ask me on a daily basis.
No,
Yes.
you're stupid. I think that's what needs to happen. Reigns wins it, then the tournament
No.
starts. He gets to be head of the table and run his own tag team tournament.
Again, the only way that would
style.
the only way that would make any sense would be have the Usos competing in that tournament and having the Usos ultimately winning. But even then, that's stupid.
I can see it. Yeah,
That's
But-
stupid. It's like so many of your life's choices, they're stupid.
Shut your damn mouth. I think it's what happens. Something along those lines. They need to have a damn tag team tournament. It's been a while.
Reigns doesn't need to be a part of it.
No, he doesn't. He needs to relinquish it and then sit up and just watch the puppets play. That's what he needs to do.
No.
He gets his gigantic chair and he sits up there in the crowd and he watches the matches while he is fed grapes and fanned.
Your boner showing. God.
They need to figure out something because I think that's what they need to do. Something along the lines of that. Because he's going to win it. I
Why does he have to
think
win it?
happens. I just think that's what happens. Why would you not? Like, the people are fed up with him, but WWE doesn't care. And why would they not throw another fuck you to everybody? Okay.
Because again, it would make no sense at all to have him win it and hold titles again, where SmackDown and Raw can't have it.
Something happens, I think.
No. It makes no sense at all. Like
A lot of shit that happens doesn't make sense
touche.
that we've seen. So why not continue the chaos?
Because at some point they have to pull their britches up and accept that this is stupid, this is ridiculous, and this is fucking dumb ass shit to add all this unneeded storyline when it's already cut and dry on what needs to happen and how it should happen, and the tag team titles don't need to be a part of it.
But they do.
They don't.
They do. I mean, look at what's the big divide right now is the tag team titles of who's going for it and who's not going for it.
The big divide in the bloodline, though, is Jimmy. Not even Jay, is Jimmy. Not Jimmy and Jay. Not the Usos. Jimmy. The one who got brought into the bloodline by manipulation because of Jay and Roman's feud. It makes no sense for the tag titles to be a part of it. And you know, I can make my point until I'm fucking blue in the face. And as fucking stupid as it is, you're probably right to a degree, and it's gonna piss me off. I'm sure this is how the conversation is going too behind closed door with Triple H and Vince. I'm Triple H at this point. You're Vince, as he's like, you know, it's a good idea. We should make them world tag champions. And Triple H is like, no, that's really not like why he doesn't need that. He doesn't need that. Didn't we just get in trouble from USA Network because they don't have a world championship? And now you want to take the tag away from them? No, it's okay. It'll work out. I promise.
The tag team championship division is a joke, anyways. We've said that numerous times, but I think, like I said, reset. It's a reset.
Then they don't need to win it.
Yeah, it does.
KO and Sammy. No, they should be the one that resets the division. Having Reigns win it and do the relinquish shit, stupid and asinine. Because then that's him almost coming off to the point of, I don't really need this, so I'm gonna throw the title away. Cool, throw away then.
Yeah.
No, throw away then. Don't just give it to somebody else. Say this is such a pointless division that if the Usos can't run it successfully, then we don't need this division at all. Scrap the whole division. Have him be the reason why the tag division, there's no titles, and have him just scrap it. It's not relinquished. It's kind of like Nikki Cross throwing the 24/7 championship in the trash. It's just gone. And then we can revisit in, 6 months to a year when we finally have tag teams, legitimate tag teams, and not this hodgepodge bullshit. Who are you teaming with this week? You don't have anybody? Okay, I'm going to go play rock, paper, scissors with this guy, and if I win, I'm your tag champion or your teammate. Okay, cool. All right, 1 sec. I got go over here. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ah, he won. Sorry, Ricochet, you got Braun Strowman this week.
There's still some legit tag teams around. They
Give
did
me
show
10.
them
Give me 10, because for a proper
10?
division, you need at least 10.
Why at least 10?
Because that's 5 for each show. You can't have a tag team division with 3. You can't. 5? Really? You can't have a division with 5 teams either because it's a cycle. You need a bare minimum of 5. The US Championship, anybody and everybody's eligible for it. The World Championships, everybody's eligible for it. Why? Because it's individuals, it's solos, it's one-on-one. With tag teams, you need to actually have that chemistry. You need to have the on-screen chemistry, so where it looks like it's legit and like they know each other and they're synchronized and they're one and the same. You need to have the relationship between the two of them where it actually makes sense, and you need to have compatibility. And with tag teams, you can't really do that. You can't just throw people together and say, figure this shit out. Like Braun Strowman and Ricochet, they're starting to look like a decent tag team, but even then, they're not. The Viking
I'm pretty sure there's 10. There's
Okay.
the Fat Vikings.
What?
Street Profits.
You can't name NXT people, by the way, because that's a whole different category.
That's fine. The Fat Vikings.
Viking Raiders, by the way.
Yeah.
Street Profits. Okay, there's 2.
Street Profits. The Usos. Otis and Gable. Who are the rocker ones I said? This got drafted.
Pretty deadly.
Pretty deadly. LWO.
Are they? Because that's a faction.
Yeah.
They're not competing. They're not competing in tag a whole lot.
But they are a tag team. Not the one that.
Not Escobar.
But the other two. Yeah. They're a tag team.
I will give that to a degree, but no, because they don't actively compete within tag. Since they've been called up, they don't actively compete. They compete as a faction, not as a tag. But I'll give you LWO to appease you.
The fuckers that were with Otis. that tried to get the. They eliminated him in the Battle Royale.
Maximum Models?
Yes, those guys. They're a tag team.
You're reaching for this term of tag team. You're reaching. If you say Judgment Day, you're wrong.
No, no, they're not. They're not a legit tag team.
That's where Maximum Models are.
They're a tag team. That's all they can be.
And they're mostly on NXT from the last I saw. Even though they're called up to Raw, they're mostly on NXT.
I only ever see them on Raw, so I don't want NXT, so I have no idea. Now I have what, 7?
Very loose 7.
More. I know there's at least 3 more. The Jinder Mahal guys. Who are they? I can't remember their damn names. You know what I'm talking about?
I've already helped you with 2 of these, so I'm not helping you anymore.
Oh, you fucker. Why? I mean, those guys. Gunther's cronies. The 2 jackasses that are with Gunther.
I will let you either have Maximum Models or Imperium, because one of those is legit, and the other one's a fucking joke and not a real tag team.
Okay, fine.
But either way, you're still at 9. Give me all 10.
Those two would be considered a tag team if they
They're still 9. They're still 9. Give me 10.
And
I'm going to destroy this whole thing.
I'm just giving you some that.
No, I know. I said give me 10. Oh, don't say legit. Don't fucking use the word legit with this comparison.
They can be legit tag teams. I guarantee there's one I'm just.
And I can be a legit wrestler. Okay.
On the backyard, get a mattress. You can be a wrestler. You're good. Mick Foley did it. I guarantee there's fucking one I'm just forgetting. Fuck beans.
No, that's not real. That's not a real one. So, with that said, with the 9 you have, LWO is not within the proper tag team stable division because they're more of a faction. They're building that faction storyline up and doing whatever bullshit they're doing with that. They're not competing actively, and they haven't competed actively and properly for tag team division since they've been called up. They've been jobbers at most. Maxing Models, fuck you. No, fuck you. That's another one of them going, we're going to take these 2 people, we're going to take Mace and Mansoor, and we're going to make them a fucking joke. They're lower than jobbers. No, they don't compete even inside the tag team division. They're there for fillers. No. And, yeah. Jinder Mahal's people, Severe or whatever his name is, even on NXT, they weren't even properly used within that whole division either. They were fucking jokes there too. They were there to, again, build up Jinder Mahal to be a power play. Have Jinder Mahal be this big bad guy again. No.
He needs to grow his beard back, by the way, because
I don't give a shit what he needs to do.
It's fucking gigantic. His chin is fucking huge.
I'm just saying, you don't have 10 proper contributing tag teams. You can't have
wannabes. A problem when you have a joke of a division, anyways.
No, they can if they fucking stop pussyfooting around and actually make these divisions final. Like, if they want to make LWO inside a tag team, cool. Have them. Let the faction run wild. Let them actually compete toe-to-toe with Bloodline. But they're not. They're protecting them. They're still building. I get it. Max and Models, again, fucking joke. You can't ever put a tag title on those guys. They cannot properly represent WWE. And if they did, that's going for like a whole thing that got a certain beer company almost canceled. And it doesn't work out or bow well for them. Them being WWE. Or Endeavor. Like, no.
Oh, 10 New Day.
I was waiting too. I was like, he hasn't said fucking New Day at all. This is impressive.
I knew there was one. I was like, there's one that's out there. I just looked him up too. I was like, fucking, I know there's somebody.
I knew what you were doing. I knew what you were doing.
Oh,
I saw you lean over, start typing. But
I mean, shit,
the point of the matter is like the tag team
the OC.
faction.
No, fuck off. Luke
The good
Gallows
the
and
Good
Carl.
Brothers.
Seriously,
When have they competed? That's the whole thing. It's like they don't compete
I
just by themselves. They
have no
compete
idea.
with AJ Styles, or they do
Yeah,
mixed
no,
tag.
and I'm just
Like,
saying
and
they've been attacking for a
yeah,
while.
and they for a really long time. But the whole premise is the fact like they don't have proper tag teams,
No, and I don't think
and you adding these factions in. They're holy shit. What was that? You adding factions in kind of negates the whole thing. It's like, yeah, they should be tag team, but they won't. Judgment Day should be a tag team. Somebody in those two should be a tag team stable. If you're gonna do factions, it should mimic the lineup of a Bloodline. You have a tag team group inside the faction, you have a mid tier card inside the faction, and you have a top tier card inside the faction. And if you can, a women's division. But they don't. LWO doesn't have that. Sure, they have Rey Mysterio, who's a legend, so his time's limited. You have Escobar, who is mid tier at best. You have those two other guys that nobody fucking knows the name of. They're just kind of there. They're cronies. Speaking of cronies, Imperium is kind of cronies too, but at least they're established as tag team there. Jinder Mahal's people
cronies. Like,
and
there's a
cronies.
fucking joke.
Like it just
Who is
it's not there.
Los Lotharios?
Oh,
I
they're
don't
still
even.
thing. That's
Yes,
Humberto and
Angel Garza.
yeah, cousins, which they should be part of LWO, so where they have a proper tag team. I didn't know they were still. I didn't know
they're still listed, but I don't know if they're. I have no idea. They're still listed.
I watch Hulu, so they're never on.
There's, I mean, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, which are
They haven't competed together in a long time.
To the women's division or women's tag team.
That's a bigger joke than the men's.
Liv is out for a while.
Yeah,
she's hurt, and Rahgel just got attacked by
Chelsea Green and Sonya.
No, she got attacked by Baszler and Rousey
On Monday.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah,
she got attacked by Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Ronda's out with injury.
They were on Raw last night.
That did not show. It showed her winning against Chelsea, and then
Shayna and Rousey came out and attacked her. You didn't see it?
It wasn't shown. No.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm telling you. It's like they didn't fucking show it.
Yeah, they
as of Saturday, Ronda was still listed as injured.
Oh, she didn't. Now Ronda didn't do much. She did hold her arm, and then Baszler pretty much did everything.
Yeah,
she came out and looked like a granimal jumping all over her and fucking hitting her. So they attacked her because they're supposed to have a tag team match with Liv and Raquel against who the fuck ever else, but they attacked her and whatever. But yeah, Liv's out for a while.
Well, Ronda's out for a while too.
Yeah, they were there.
So Liv was back there too, but she just wasn't on screen.
We'll see what happens to Night of Champions.
Yep.
I'm sure that one gets added as well.
I don't know if the women's tag will be on there, but yeah, that's the only division that's a bigger joke than the men's tag is the women's. But lastly, though, did you see Iconics are supposedly set to come back to WWE? And they're supposed to be the ones that actually dethrone Liv and Raquel? Something was said on Friday Night SmackDown to the degree of like, you're going to have an iconic match at Night of Champion.
Really?
Yeah. Which last I knew, I thought one of them was pregnant. I mean, granted, it was like a year ago, so they would have had the child by then, but you know.
No, I have no idea.
because the
I don't.
uh,
Were they in NXT? I don't even know who the fuck the Iconics are.
Iconics, they were the
No,
two annoying girls. They were on Raw and
as no, I
SmackDown for a
don't.
long time, and they were like iconic power pose. Um,
I'm sorry. Do it one more
Bailey
time.
K,
I need to
I think is
see.
her name, was one of them, and Peyton, Bailey and Peyton. Peyton's married to Sean Spears, aka the Perfect 10. He used to be the Perfect 10 in WWE.
Mm.
They were a big deal. They fought against Sasha and Bailey a
It
lot.
must be. I don't remember him at all.
I don't think you were probably watching WWE, honestly, at that
Probably
point.
wasn't. No, I probably wasn't.
They were let go during either right before COVID or right after COVID. Because they're both from
Okay.
Australia, so they had visa issues anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, but yeah,
Okay.
so that may happen, and supposedly a somebody's gonna make a return at Night of Champions 2, whether it's a one-off type thing like Carlito, or it's a permanent addition to WWE. So neither here or there. We'll find out at Night of Champions and wrap it all up about. I don't know how we're gonna talk about Night of Champions for more than like 10 minutes. All right, we'll give it 15. We did give a Backlash 10 minutes, so we'll give it 15.
Yeah, we'll do it.
And maybe just superimpose segments from this episode to that episode too.
Yeah, repeats.
Yeah, sounds like that.
I've heard this before.
This sounds familiar. Deja vu? Nope. Recycle and reuse. That's all we're doing. Very eco-friendly.
That's right.
All right. But yeah, we'll find out more, and I guess we'll do an episode next week about fucking Night of Champions. So, really just be about the pay-per-view because we've already touched up on WWE as a whole this episode. And don't this is not for him. This is kind of for you listeners, not Rahgel. Fuck Rahgel. Nobody likes Rahgel.
I'm angry.
I'm not angry, trust me. You'll know if I'm angry. Don't forget, every Thursday night, Rahgel and I do live stream on our respective platforms: Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Kick. I'm forgetting one for myself. It's where I stream. He streams over on Twitch. Everything's listed on 2guys1gamepad.com. And then there's an interesting episode coming out after this episode, Tuesday after this episode. I only know this because I record it. I'm the one that does all this shit. He's just here. Toot, motherfucker. It's an AI concept one, and I asked Google Bard, which is an AI, a bunch of questions about previous episodes to see what they come up with and compare it to what Rahgel and I discussed in previous episodes of the season. So tune in that one. Rahgel doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. He hasn't heard it. Again, I did this one individually by myself. So
Must be nice to have free time.
yeah, it is. It's pretty glorious.
Okay.
Pretty glorious.
It's glorious.
You're still waiting your 6-month period off to reapply for stay at home, so I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do.
It got denied. It got pushed out again. I can't reapply for 6 years.
Oh, 6 years.
So,
That puts you at that teenage. Yeah, that's about the time you want to go take a lengthy vacation.
Yeah. So yeah,
we
it's
we can
pushed.
we can take a dad's vacation at that point because that's about the time I'm going to go away too.
Yeah. Well, we have the summer one coming up.
Yeah. Maybe. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Until then. Yeah.
I
Cool.
was thinking.
Peace. Bye, bitch.